Hey everyone, it's Haley. Welcome to Mom Life Vermont and welcome to a long-awaited video. It's been almost a year since I've posted a video and I have a lot to tell you. I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. I'm doing absolutely fabulous. If you're wondering, I currently weigh 229 pounds, baby. Woohoo! That means I've lost 37 pounds in this whole weight loss, fitness adventure that I have been on. And I am fucking proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself. I am proud of myself. But it's been hard. It's been really hard. And I want to tell you guys just everything that's been going on and all the stuff I've been doing. And if you guys happen to have found me on TikTok, I have been sharing the journey for the last year, over a year on TikTok. Go to TikTok to get completely caught up, but we'll do like the ad-lib version of the adventure here. If that's what you're into, if that's what you're excited about, then come along. I think it's important to say, yes, I've been gone for a very long time. If you've been here for a while, waiting for me, thank you, thank you, thank you. And you may have remembered from old videos that I started YouTube and editing because it was helping my mental health. It gave me something to do, kept me busy, and I needed it. At the point where I kind of stopped posting videos, editing became hard and seemed too much like a job and was just interfering with life. So I stopped solely thinking I was going to take a week, 2 weeks off, and I got into a new grind. I started doing new things, and in reality, I started running a lot more. So I was just filling that time that I used to be editing with other things that were just making me happy and filling my life with joy. That's that. If you're wondering, that's where I've been. Now, I'm having a hard time figuring out where to start this story. I started my weight loss journey in December of 2019. So right before the pandemic hit, I really got into a weight loss journey. My goal with that journey was to be able to run a half marathon in 2021 with my entire family. My family dropped out of that 2021 race, and that was pre-pandemic, but obviously the pandemic made it. Nobody was running races there for a little while. But I had really started my weight loss journey in order to be able to run this race with my entire family. And I was doing super, super good up until the pandemic hit. I had wellness coaches and nutritionists and a whole team of people that I was working with to lose weight. And I had lost 30 pounds right as the pandemic was hitting. And I actually gained 10 of that back in the midst of the pandemic, the craziness of life. Lost 30 pounds before the pandemic on a weight loss journey, doing really successful. Pandemic hit, wishy-washy stuff had happened. Here we are in July of 2020, getting back at it. At this point, I've lost my wellness coach. His name was Andrew, but I'm still seeing my dietitian, whose name is Lindsay. And I still see that woman to this day. Chat about everything and anything that I need to. It is therapy to me. Lindsay, if you happen to see this, you are the best therapist I've ever had. Because not only do you talk and listen to me, you also guide me in eating healthy and building nutritious plates of food. Stay on track, Kaylee. Stay on track. In July, I got back into the gym. At that point, running was still in my mind. I was getting back into the gym, getting kind of back on the journey, not losing any fucking weight though. I gained that 10 pounds and I didn't lose any weight for about a year. And then I don't know what had shifted after I started going to the gym a little bit more. I think it was I knew I needed a goal in order to keep myself motivated at weight loss. So I signed up for my first 5K. And I think I just signed up for it because races were starting to open back up here in Vermont. And I signed up for my first 5K in May of 2021. So I spent most of 2020 wishy-washy with the weight loss, going to the gym a little bit here and there, just really trying to find a path after being so successful for so long, and then kind of being set off on my own because everything was closed, and then kind of coming back to be what is this whole thing? Because I wanted to be successful. I 1 trillion billion % wanted to be successful at this. So I picked up that run, the 5K, and I did the Couch to 5K program in order to do that 5K. Running was the hardest thing I ever did in my entire life. Running is the hardest thing I ever did in my entire life. I did 3 runs a week, running up to 20 minutes outside. I had to get off the treadmill. I just ran my little heart out and I started to love running. definitely started to love running. And I don't even think I knew that at the point where I was doing the 5K. I went from running 1 minute thinking I was gonna die to running a 5K in about 45 minutes. My goal with running is always 15-minute miles. I want to be mindful of my means, of my abilities. I did reach the 5K goal. And then I had a 10K goal, and I started the Couch to 10K program after the Couch to 5K program and drifted into more running. And I thought I was doing really, really, really well. Still running about 3 days a week, up to an hour at a time. It was really hard. I'm telling you, not a natural runner, not born to run. I'm big. I'm a fat runner. And I worked really, really hard, and I thought that I was prepared for my 10K. I was not prepared for my 10K. Terrible race experience. There's a whole TikTok. It kind of kicked off the TikTok craziness, was this adventure. But my 10K, I ended up being kicked out of the race at 5K because I wasn't going fast enough. It was very traumatic and emotional. There was a news article written on me. It was an adventure, and I'm grateful it happened now because I learned so much, and I know in my next race I'm going to finish no matter what some douchebag race director says, because I'm a runner, and no man who thinks that fat women can't run is going to tell me that I shouldn't or couldn't run or finish a race. It's never going to happen again. And that whole 10K experience kind of threw off my running. I felt as though I didn't know where to go. Oh, and there was I also hiked the long trail in there. Did a lot of things last year. Because we were just coming out of COVID, and I was becoming an athlete, and I was becoming happier, and I was becoming healthier. So not only was I running and going to the gym, I also decided to go on the long trail, which is a hiking trail. I did my first backpacking and overnight with 30 pounds of weight on my back. Things I never thought were possible, but all things that became possible because, one, I decided to start a weight loss journey, wellness journey, and I decided to get back at it after a fucking pandemic started and things got really hard, and I just started to see the way that my life was changing and the way that I was changing, and not in the way that my body was changing, but in the way that I felt and the things that I could do, which I guess was like the whole point. In that process of that year, basically from the point where I got back into it after the pandemic until the 10K disaster, I became a different person, because it became less about weight loss and more about just seeing what I can do and seeing what my body can do. And while I am grateful every day that I've started to lose weight again, I did spend most of 2021 at 240. I was in the 240s. Every time I stepped on the scale, it was 245, 243, 248, 243, 240. I never saw 230 on the scale. But as I said earlier, I just saw 229. So obviously things are changing. After the 10K, I did spend most of the winter going, I don't think I'll run anymore. And I started doing deadlifts and barbell squats, and I started to spend a lot more time in the weight room of the gym, which was a shift from what I was doing before. I was just getting a lot more comfortable at the gym and being at the gym and trying new things at the gym. Prior to kind of doing those things, I was really only doing things that somebody else had ever shown me, and now is finally comfortable enough to say, hey, I'm gonna try this squats at this barbell. It wasn't really until the start of this year that I was like, I think I can do a half marathon. I think I can commit myself to that. And I don't know why, because the 10K was an absolute fucking disaster. But for some reason, I just was like, we're running a half marathon. We're running a half marathon. I'm running a half marathon. Alicia's running a half marathon. We're running a half marathon together, but separately, because it's actually a full marathon. She's running half, I'm running half. So we're not actually running together. I run now about 5 days a week, and I run 15 to 25 miles a week. I'm running all the time, but I'm getting fit. I'm getting skinny. I'm not getting skinny. I'm still big fat girl, but I'm getting skinnier. I mean, my goal has never been to be skinny. My goal is to be 200 fucking pounds. That is somebody's fat. But for me, that's me. That is who I have always been. Big, beautiful Haley, 200 pounds. And I'm 229 right now. Oh, 37 pounds. It will be nice when I can say I'm 40 pounds down. I did start this journey at 266 pounds, if you're wondering. Let's talk nutrition. I was looking at my last video, and I think it was a video on shifting when I eat or something. I don't even know what it was on, but I've come so far with my food journey. I definitely have gone from a diet culture focused journey to a non-diet focused journey, if that makes sense. I feel like when I started this, I was often thinking about food as the bad guy. Like, if I changed how I ate, if I did something different, that would be the game changer and would help me lose weight. I thought that was what I needed to do. And then over time, working with Lindsay and really focusing on the things that she was trying to teach me and I needed to learn, was I needed to take the things that I enjoyed eating and figure out how to make meals with them or combine them in such a way that I could have 3 meals a day and feel full and satiated and not like I needed to eat an entire loaf of bread in the middle of the night, or that I needed to binge on the things in my house. It was not overnight. I still have periods of binging, but I no longer feel like bad about the binging because, hey, it's probably what my body needed in that moment. I now, instead of going, oh, I want to eat an entire loaf of bread, I want some bread today, I go, let's make a sandwich. If I want some bread, let's make a sandwich. And it's as simple as like shifting that mindset to like, let's just eat bread, to let's actually make a meal, that I think has been the real game changer in terms of food for me. I'm sitting here and I'm trying to be like, if I want ice cream, I'm going to have ice cream. If I want to eat an entire cake, I'm going to eat an entire cake. I might not feel very good after that. And feeling good is like physically, I will not feel good after that. Because if I eat an entire cake and then tried to run 5 miles, it's terrible. Oh, even if I had a cake today, and I've eaten 6 cupcakes recently all at once. That's like a cake. I just really tried to change my attitude about food, and it's worked. I've really tried to focus on food as fuel and food as not morally good or bad, and food as something that I can make really good and really amazing, and realizing that nothing's off limits. Like, if I want to have a cupcake, have a cupcake. Maybe I don't need 6 cupcakes, but maybe if I have a cupcake with that sandwich, perfect. Those are the things I'm learning. I worked a year and a half there to like say, the scale doesn't matter. I can eat what I want to eat, and I'll do it in a way that makes me happy and healthy and not feeling bad in any way. I've really just worked with Lindsay really, really hard on learning how to build healthy meals, figuring out based on the things that I have in my house, how I can put them together to make healthier options. I mean, food is still really hard for me in terms of I don't get it right all the time, but it really comes down to the fact that I don't make myself feel bad about getting it wrong. I just enjoy the cake. I just enjoy the ice cream. I just enjoy the food that I'm eating. And hey, if I lose some weight, hey, if I can run really far because I ate a lot of shit, like, that's the goal. That actually reminds me, one of the things that Lindsay and I really tried to think about, because I didn't lose weight for so much last year, was, what is my goal? Like, what is the goal here? And I really came down to the fact that my goal on my journey is to be able to run. So I actually don't need to lose any weight on the scale to do that, is what I had discovered over the course of the last couple of years. And that shift to say, I can run no matter my size, I just need to go run, has really shifted my weight loss journey to somewhat of a running journey. But in the end, I'm losing weight. Like, it all is coming together. And I'm very happy about that. But mind you, if I still saw 230 on the scale, it wouldn't have been a bad thing. Because you know what I can do right now? I can run 10 plus miles. I can lift a couple 100 pounds. I can do things that I couldn't do before that I can do now. It's really cool. It's really exciting. So if you happen to think that you want to go on a journey of any kind, go, run to that journey, because you just never know where you're going to end up. Oh my goodness. I've just rambled on for a long time. If you guys have any questions for me, definitely let me know down in the comments. Let me know that you're happy to see me. And know that there's some Confessions of a Bearded Lady videos. Lots of Confessions of a Bearded Lady videos. But maybe I'll take you to the gym. Maybe I'll take you on a run. Wanna go on a run? I love you guys. Thanks for coming to see me. Bye.